Hello, my name is Aaron. I am a certified life coach and mindfulness and meditation practitioner. In this video, I'm going to be giving you my #1 secret on how you can overcome just about any lucid dreaming obstacle. But before we get into it, make sure that you go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you can get notifications on all future videos. So I, just like many other people, have encountered many obstacles in my lucid dreaming journey. Everything from not having good dream recall to not having the consistency or the frequency of lucid dreams that I would like. I'm pretty sure that these three things cover the main types of obstacles that many people have, but there could be others. Now, this secret is going to help you with just about all your lucid dreaming obstacles, but it may not be every single one, but I would still advise that you adhere to it. So my secret that I want to give to you is to develop an intimate relationship with your dreaming practice. And I have 6 different ways that you can do that, and I'll be talking to you about them as we move forward. But I think overall, developing an intimate relationship with your dreaming practice is going to allow you to continue to practice no matter what happens. I heard this quote that the master loves to practice. You may have also heard that the master has failed more times than the beginner has tried. And I believe that both of these are true. Overall, you want to just continue with your practice. You want to continue moving forward. There are going to be lots of obstacles that you're going to encounter along the way, but if you have this intimate relationship with your practice, if you actually like to practice, if you love to practice, then nothing that comes your way is going to stop you, and you will be able to learn from your lessons, and you will be able to move forward. So I have 6 different ways that you can begin to develop this intimate, loving, nurturing relationship with your practice. I have some notes here. So my first one is going to be focusing on the process and not the results. So one of the most common obstacles in lucid dreaming, or one of the most common complaints in lucid dreaming, is obviously I'm not getting as many lucid dreams as I would like. Well, this one is twofold. Of course, we all enter into our lucid dreaming practices in order to ramp up the amount, the frequency, the consistency of lucid dreams that we have. But that doesn't always happen, and it doesn't always happen immediately. But if you make yourself frustrated, or if you get upset or angry because you're not becoming lucid, that's also not going to help you. That in itself can make you not become lucid, because I think I mentioned this in one of my previous videos, but when you take things very seriously, experiences, emotions, any phenomena, you actually tend to reify them, and you don't view your experience as dreamlike. So you tend to fall back into this habit of thinking that everything around you is real, as taking it as solid, as permanent, as lasting. And you continue to develop this habit, and this transfers over into the dream state, so you're even less likely to become lucid now. So what I would say is to focus on your processes, and I'll talk more about this, but focus on your practice overall. Of course, you want to set goals, you want to have objectives in mind, but if you're practicing wake back to bed, for example, you want to focus on, okay, let me make sure that I'm practicing wake back to bed 3 times a week, 4 times a week. That maybe if you're doing wake back to bed and you're also practicing like liminal dreaming, that you're enjoying getting to know this state of mind, this state of consciousness, this in-between state. Once again, if you're practicing wake back to bed, that you're enjoying learning about the little nuances that happen, and how they affect your dreams and how they affect your practices, the little things that you do. Overall, you want to focus more on the process rather than focusing on the results. Once again, this is going to allow you to deepen your practice and allow you to move further into it. Okay, my second tip for you to develop a more intimate relationship with your dreaming practice is to have goals. Now, this may seem contradictory to the one that I just told you, but it is what it is. You do want to set some goals for yourself. So it doesn't always have to be, I'm going to have 3 lucid dreams this month, or, 1 lucid dream this week. It doesn't always have to be something like that. It could be a goal that is actually related to developing an intimate relationship with your practice. It could be that I'm going to practice 4 times. I'm going to practice for 4 nights this week. I am going to remember to write in my dream journal every day. You do want to have goals. You do want to have measurable goals. You want to have goals that you can look back and systematically see, did I do this? Did I do that? Did I accomplish the goal? If I didn't, what did I learn from it? How can I, improve upon that? How can I correct that moving forward? Goals are going to do many things for your practice, allowing you to dive deeper, to learn more, but also to give you that encouragement, to let you have some inspiration and motivation. And if you've watched my other videos on lucid dreaming, then you must have a strong inspiration in order to become lucid in the dream state, just because you need to really overcome all of the habits that you have had reifying the waking state, so that you don't do that in the dream state. You want to be able to become lucid, but it's not easy. It's not the easiest thing to do, so you have to have like a strong reason why. That could be embedded in your goals. So you definitely want to have goals, but once you set those goals, have them, I would say, in the back of your mind, not in the front of your mind, and be more focused on your process than focused on the goals. Like, definitely have the goals in mind, but definitely be focused on your process and your practice. My third tip that I have for you, let me see, I wrote them down. My third tip that I have for you is to choose practices that you enjoy. So I'm pretty sure if you're here and you're watching this video, then you've probably been all over YouTube. Maybe you have taken courses or classes, or you've read books, or you've heard workshops or seminars or anything like that. You've probably come across many practices from many traditions. You don't have to just follow like the Buddhist tradition. There's also shamanism. There's also traditions that relate to lucid dreaming from the Native American cultures. But all in all, you're going to encounter many types of practices, many types of activities, many types of exercises. Now, I'm not a person who says that you must stay to this lane or you have to fit in this box. I say do whatever works for you. Do whatever works for you, but make sure that the practices that you're engaging in are ones that you actually like to do. That's going to go back to our point number 1 on focusing on the practice itself, allowing your lucid dreaming practice to nurture you, to encourage you, to support you. I think that is probably the most important thing. So if you're doing lucid dreaming for personal development or spiritual development, many types of activities and exercises that you do are going to lend to that. So if you're trying to learn more about what's going on in your mind, what you're experiencing in your outside life, how you can shift, how you can change, how you can grow, how you can progress, well, there are going to be a lot of practices that are going to lend themselves to those experiences and to those lessons. But it doesn't just have to be, related to spiritual or personal development. It could just be related to having fun. So if you are doing the basics of lucid dreaming, you want to improve your dream recall, you want to have some induction techniques, you want to do your reality checks or your state checks throughout the day. So choose ones that you actually like. If you don't like putting your finger through your palm, or you feel like it's embarrassing, or even trying to do certain things in public, well, don't do those. If you even like we talk about dream journals are important, but there's a lot of people who don't like journaling. Okay, well, if you don't like journaling, find some other way to recall your dreams. Speak into a tape recorder. Do whatever it is that fits for you. Okay, so just do whatever it is that works for you. Do the practices that you like. So this leads me to my 4th tip, which is kind of just an extension. Do the practices that you enjoy, but also take pleasure in your overall practice in general. You know, once again, you don't want any of this to feel like a chore. You want it to be fun. You want it to be imaginative. You want it to be something that you enjoy doing. Once again, when you encounter many of those obstacles, like, okay, I'm not having as many lucid dreams as I want, or I'm not able to remember as many dreams or the details of the dream, you know, with the clarity that I would like, there are going to be many parts of your journey which could be frustrating. But the way to combat that is to have pieces and components of your practice that you really do enjoy doing. You enjoy doing them just for the sake of doing them, not because they're getting you results, not because they're getting you lucid, but you enjoy doing them because it's something that, once again, it nurtures you, it encourages you, it empowers you, it serves a purpose in your life, even if that purpose is just pleasure or self-exploration or self-discovery. So you want to pick practices that you enjoy because you like doing those, and you also want to take pleasure in your overall dreaming experience, okay? My fifth tip that I have for you is going to be create an outline. So I do this probably once a month at the beginning of the month or the end of the month, you know, same thing. But what I will typically do is I will outline my daytime practices. I will outline my nighttime practices. And nighttime, I kind of split these between like what I'm going to do right before I go to bed, whether that be like meditation or EFT, or, you know, reviewing my dream journal, or sometimes I have a separate journal just for dreaming plans, whatever it is. If you follow different traditions, maybe you may do the 9 breaths of purification, or you may do some of these like breathing or relaxation practices to get you in that mode. But also you have your in the middle of the night practices if that's what you're doing. Once again, if it doesn't work for you, if you don't like it, throw it out. But if you like doing wake back to bed, then you know what is it that you're going to be doing during your wake back to bed. A lot of times in the past, what I found is I'll do certain practices, but I'm not writing down or taking note of what I am doing specifically, and then sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. And then when I'm not really being cognizant of the differences that I'm doing each night, or I'm not being cognizant of this is the way that the complete practice for me is to be done, then I will skip some steps, or I'll do this or I won't do that, and then I'll get varying results. So one way to overcome that and to actually still get to the results that you want is to make sure that you have an outline of your practice for each month. You can shift it, you can change it, you can go back to compare and contrast. If one month was better for you than another month, you can see, okay, this is what I did, this is what I abstained from, this is what I challenged myself to do. You might even, you know, shift up your practices every now and then. You can see, okay, this technique worked better for me than this technique. So you definitely want to make an outline of your practices and the things that you're doing. And then my last tip that I have for you is going to be to learn. To continue to learn and continue to grow. There's all types of books and courses and classes and seminars and everything that you can take in order to learn more about lucid dreaming. It doesn't just have to be just from one tradition. It doesn't have to just be from one source. You want to mix it up, because the more that you can keep that information going, the more that you can allow yourself to dive into the various types of content, then it's going to be fresh on your mind. And as long as it's fresh on your mind, then it's going to be something that will naturally show up in the dream state, and hopefully even that will allow you to have spontaneous lucid dreams. So as long as you continue learning, as long as you continue reading new material, checking out YouTube videos, there are lots of seminars that you can attend. There are even workshops and, you know, classes and retreats that you can go to kind of distance yourself from this world and immerse yourself in the traditions and the practices and the exercises that you are interested in. So I would highly suggest that you take advantage of all of these types of resources, especially if you are serious about moving forward in your lucid dreaming journey. So hopefully this information has helped you out. Once again, overall, you want to just take away from this that you definitely want to have a deep, intimate connection with your dreaming practice. Once you do this, your practice, I keep coming back to this, but your practice is going to encourage you, it is going to support you, it is going to nurture you no matter what the results are, no matter what is happening in the external world. And as long as you have that deep connection, that intimate connection with your practice, then say you stop practicing for a while, say you stop recording your dreams, or you stop doing wake back to bed, or you stop doing whatever it is that you're doing, those practices will begin to call to you. You're going to see, oh, I miss doing those practices. I miss diving into my dream life. And so when things are out of balance for you, there's going to be something that's pulling you back in and trying to get you back to do the things that you like to do again, which should be your practice. So once again, hopefully this content and this information has helped you out. If you feel like it has, make sure that you go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell icon. And as always, I am going to include some information in the description box. I'll include my course for lucid dreaming, and I'll include some other links to some resources and some books that you can take advantage of if you are interested in learning more. And I'll see you for the next video.